Hi, guys, and welcome to the first writer session, or at least that's what I'm calling it right now. I thought, what the heck? Why not try it? I was hearing somebody talking about, expanding what you offer on your channel, and I was thinking, I need to finish my book. You guys need to finish your book. And part of having a career as a writer is actually writing the book. So I just randomly threw up a poll on the channel and then decided, what the heck? Because you know what? It will keep me accountable. The thing that I'm working on right now, the proposal I'm working on right now, has not sold because I have to write the proposal in order to sell it. And so there is no deadline for me. And so I find that I don't have the incentive because there's no paycheck attached to the end. And I thought, why don't I just do this with you guys? So I don't expect a whole lot of people at today's because, I literally did zero notice. I just threw it together and put it up there. But I thought if you really want to be a career writer, maybe we should have some sessions where we talk about career. Like, how do you make a living at this? How do you decide what you're going to do with your career? How do you decide how you want to sell your book, whether you want to be traditionally published or self-published? How do you decide if you want to work with an agent? All of those discussion topics that we don't generally touch on in the Friday live streams. I thought, you know what, there needs to be discussions about that. I personally am agented. I've worked for 4 of the 5 big traditional publishers in New York and a couple of small publishers. And I've also self-published some of my books. So like the Writing Compelling Fiction series is self-published. I've gotten the rights back to some of my books and those are self-published. So I've done a little bit of all of it. And I've published a lot of books. I'll throw like a little ad thing up there later. Ignore it, watch it, whatever. And so what I'm going to do today is I'm going to write and get some work done on this prologue and then start moving into the other chapters. And it's just going to be a short session just for accountability. So if you're watching this on the replay, come be accountable with me and drop a comment and let me know that, yes, you would love to have this regular accountability because I absolutely have to get this done. I can't sell it if I don't write it. Then that's the same thing with your book. If you don't write it, it doesn't exist and you can't sell it. So I've got a little bit different music for you guys today. I figured out how to, technology, as we have established, is not my friend. I'm not very good at it. But it took me only a year of running live streams to figure out how to do other music in the background. And what I'm going to do is put it on for like 15 or 20 minutes and I'm going to write. I'm still going to do the short sessions because I personally don't like sitting in a chair and feeling that pressure for hours to write. I'm more of a, let me get out what I have in my head right now and then take a second to think about it. And that way, if some people come and we have some questions, we can talk about it. If not, I'll just throw in some advice of my own on a writing career. I have videos about that and everything else on the channel, so you're welcome to watch those as well. So let's do some 15 minutes or so of writing and then come back. And if you have a question, just drop it in the chat. okay, that was 15 minutes and I'm working on a prologue. And now I know, yeah, 1,000 great books. Yes, we are doing a sprint, just like randomly. And Cheryl, yeah, I know, right? Like I was just like, oh, I think I should do this. I'm just going to do it. And I love the little spammy here from uh, the Bill Clinton guy. So we're just gonna kick him out. And B, I get it. I get it. I hate when I have to go to work as well. I thought about doing them at night, but I really do work 9 to 5 as a writer. And generally at night I'm with my husband or, working on videos or something because that's my extra job. So yes, good to see you here, Heather and Cheryl. I'm so excited, and 1,000 great books. So this is all about making this a career. And I thought in between the writing sprints, because we'll only do like a couple today, because I actually have a pretty full work day otherwise. And in between, I had to do a little work thing. And let's talk about that. Let's talk about that distraction thing, because I go through that every day. Now, granted, I'm a little bit ADD, not a lot, but a little bit. I think that I've always been needing 600 projects to go on at once. I'm much more responsive and much more responsible when I have like a deadline and a crap ton of pressure. I'll eat my feelings all night, but I will work harder if I have a lot of things going on. But when you're running a business as a writer, and I think you guys have probably seen the video where I talk about how I make money as a writer, I'm running multiple projects at one time. And even when I was only writing fiction, which was back, I would say from like 2003 to about 2014, 15, I was only writing fiction, and once in a while an article or a little bit of marketing, copywriting, that kind of thing. And then the market started to shift and I needed to make more money because my kids were getting older, and had more time because my kids were older. And so I started adding in the other work that I do. And how to just sort of balance all that with the demands of a business, because in the middle of our little writing session, I had to go proof a flyer for a client. I'm looking for that video I did on making money as a writer, so I'm gonna drop that in there for you guys. I had to go and proof a little video, a little thing. There we go. I can't multitask, obviously. I had to proof a flyer. And so I take my brain straight out of the fiction and into this more nonfiction marketing type piece. And it takes me a second to get back into the book. And then my brain is so easily distracted. I'm like, oh, I have an email I haven't answered. Oh, this, or something texted on my phone. That can be very hard. And one of the things that I do personally, but I can't do it on the streams, is I use Endel, which is a app that I can get on my my Amazon Echo and on my phone. It is a concentration app. I just saw that Mark Manson talked about a different one in his newsletter today. The concentration app really helps me to hone in on what I have to do. It plays some kind of weird scientific combination of music and sounds that helps you concentrate. And it has saved my bacon a lot of times when I've really needed to concentrate and buckle down and get stuff done. Because sometimes you just have so much calling for you at one time, between kids and dinner and all of these other things. It can be really hard to get that in. So you've got to find some uninterrupted time, hopefully each day, which is what I'm hoping this little career writer sessions will do. Nice to see you here, Cheryl. So that you can concentrate on your career, on your producing the product that builds the career. And then you also have to concentrate on the business things, which is my least favorite part of my job. I hate doing invoicing. I hate doing bookkeeping. I hire that out actually because I'm terrible at it. I was the kind of person that would just let all the receipts stack up for the whole year and just dump a box on my accountant's lap. That wasn't a good choice. So now I have a bookkeeper who does it a couple times a year for me, sending out the bills, paying the bills, worrying about all these different things. And that business part is a necessary part. You have to treat it seriously if you want it to be treated seriously as a writer. So my day is divided between actual writing, looking, because I'm always looking for work, doing meetings with potential clients and things like that, or going to a networking event, doing some business stuff and doing some marketing stuff for me, for the channel, for the community, for my fiction novels, for my company. So it's split up between those things, and my to-do lists are often like filled with crap to do. So it's not easy, but it absolutely can be done. especially if you want to make money at this. So let's do another 15 minutes, and I'm going to try to get the draft of this prologue done. That would be awesome without any other interruptions from clients. So 15 minutes, and then we'll come back, and if you have questions, just drop them in the chat. I'll see you guys soon. another 15 minutes and ooh, I got the draft of the prologue down. And Thousand Great Books, can you mute the song during sprints? And oh, yeah, well, I can't really because I either have to have them on or off. And if I just leave silence for 15 minutes, then I think that the people that watch the replay will struggle with that. So I'll just tell you how long I'm going to go, and you can set a timer and I can set a timer, and then in 15 minutes we can chat again. And I can, if you guys don't like the music, I will, change up and see what else I can get. This was just a brand new site that I found that has copyright-free music, so I was all excited. And Paul already wrote 2,000 words today, forgot this event was happening. Well, I just like spur of the moment decided to do it, so no big deal. And nice to see you, Ken. And yes, a prologue should be doing some kind of suspense hook or secret hook or something. It has to have a really good hook, needs to be short and to the point. And Cheryl asked, if you were considering a career in writing now, would you query a traditional publisher or would you go for indie? So I am still working in a career and I still like the balance of both traditional and indie. I like the advance of the traditional, which isn't a ton of money, but it is at least money you can depend upon. And then the traditional publisher is picking up the costs of the formatting and the cover design and all of that. And they're also doing some limited marketing, very little marketing. But I like having that security, I guess, of having a traditional book and then also having the freedom to do the indie books in between. Personally, for me, I need a deadline and I need an editor that will kind of, look over the books and make me be better than I was before. And so having a traditional publisher keeps me sort of on track with that. The indie books, I don't have the deadline, right? Like there's nobody sitting there going, you're not getting paid until you release this. So for me, it's a good balance between the two. I realized that the money in traditional is not what it was when I started. I think my advance at HarperCollins hasn't gone up in like 10 years, despite what my sales are, because traditional publishing has been struggling for a really long time. But I really like a little bit of job security with a little bit of risk, especially the older I get, because I have retirement looking a little ways down the road, but I still have all of those things to think about. And so having a balance between the two helps me sort of stay on track. Otherwise, there's just nobody waiting on my book to be done because you wouldn't even know it existed if it's indie if I don't do it. Now, I do think that indie is great for people that are good at marketing or like to do the marketing part and really like to have all that control. But I'm just not. I don't like marketing at all. I have to do it for the channel, for the YouTube, for the community, for my books, for my company. And I just don't want to do more of that. But when I did like the Writing Compelling Fiction series, I have a professional cover designer who works for my company. So she did those. And then when I reissued, I think this is a reissue here and maybe one of these other ones. When I reissued some books, I did hire out professionals to edit and proof and everything else. But I prefer to have a little bit of a mix of both. So that was a very long-winded answer to your question. Sorry. So I am happy you guys joined me today. I'm super happy that I got the draft of that prologue written because I probably would not have done it. I would have gotten to 5 o'clock and been like, oh, crap, now I got to make dinner and I'm too tired to write anything. So if you guys like this, let me know and I'll do one tomorrow. I've got a kind of light schedule personally for the next 2 weeks until I go speak at the Moonlight Magnolias conference in first weekend of October. And then I've got another conference to go to at the end of October and another trip at the beginning of November. So I won't be able to do a whole lot of live streams in that 6-week period in general because I'll be traveling so much. But yeah, if you guys like it, I'll do it again tomorrow. Probably same time, same bad time, same bad place because my 1 o'clock meeting just canceled. He rescheduled for the following week. And I'll worry about the following week when I get to the following week. So let's write together again tomorrow and see where we get. And if you have career questions, come back and ask them. And Cheryl, I'm thinking of the waiting time with the traditional because of my advanced age. I'm worried I might die before my book's released. Yeah, there is that. There is the waiting time. Unless you have a super aggressive agent, it can take a really long time. So I don't know. I like to have my eggs in multiple baskets. So I see no problem with pursuing one while you're pursuing the other. So thank you all for joining me. I literally thought I would be here all by myself. I love you guys. You all are the best. You really do keep me energized and keep my world from being super solitude driven here. So thank you for being here. And if you watch the replay, don't forget to like and subscribe. Half a Mo reminds me, I've got to say, like and subscribe more often, because I want to help as many writers as possible. So if you know a writer, share the videos with them, share the channel with them, help them, avoid the 10 books in 8 years that got rejected and the 250 rejections I got. And thank you for joining me. I will see you guys tomorrow.